Hey everyone, this is Max from Tin and Maxx, and today I'm going to be talking about Loki Season 2. The last episode just came out, and so I've been dying to talk about it. We'll start with no spoilers, so if you haven't seen it yet, you can still watch my kind of just quick thoughts on that, and then we'll move to more of a spoiler warning. I will make sure to warn all of you guys before we get there. But first, just talking about the season altogether, it's great. If you like Marvel, if you just like good TV, the Loki show has always been good. Season 1 was great, but Season 2 was also just incredible. I feel like it is a must-watch show for Marvel fans. There were many things that make the casual viewer and the comic book lover really love this show. The character arc of Loki, like just all together, was really great, and it came together at the end just in a cool major way. Make sure to watch it. You see so many different great characters, from the acting to the writing to the beautiful visuals. Again, Loki is just a great show to watch, and Season 2 did not disappoint, so make sure to go watch it right away. But now we're going to move on to the spoiler part of this video. This is going to be quick and off the cuff, but man, can we just talk about that last episode? It was incredible. We literally see Loki, the god of mischief, turn into the god of stories. And if you don't know about the god of stories, basically Loki in the comic books is basically the God keeping all this stuff together and keeping free will in different timelines. And that's what we see actually that happens in the show. The loom that was keeping the timelines together, quote unquote, we find out was actually all a plan from the one who remains. It was basically would kill off timelines as they became too rampant. And so basically the whole season, Loki was trying to save the loom, trying to save it from blowing up, to save all of the different timelines. But actually the loom was the thing that was creating and destroying the different timelines. So Loki basically, with his new power of being able to stop the time, or to be able to do time slips, is now trying to figure out how can he make it where at first he was trying to save the loom, but then all of a sudden now he has to stop it. And we get this really awesome scene of him going out and destroying it, and the timeline just going everywhere. They're black and dead, and all of a sudden Loki has to grab them and bring them together and basically use his power to actually keep the timelines alive. It is really incredible. But I think it gives us like a big question of what now? Where is it going to go? I mean, Loki is now trapped at the end of time, holding all the different timelines together. Are we going to see him again? Sylvie is going off and doing her own thing. We have Mobius that is just watching himself in a timeline and just letting himself age. The TVA is now going to be just stopping different King variants. I think we have a lot of questions, and honestly, I really don't know the answers to it. I think Marvel could go a bunch of different directions. They could literally never address some of these characters again, and it would make sense story-wise. If we never saw Loki again, I mean, we would just always think he's at the end of the time giving everyone free will. Now, personally, I do think we will see Loki again. I do think that he will have a major impact with all the different King variants, but it's not the same way that I think a lot of us theorized beforehand. I really do think that Loki is going to be maybe a lot of a smaller part of it. Definitely powerful, but a smaller part in the whole grand scheme of things. Sylvie, I think, will be around. I think, she will join up fighting the different King variants. But again, they really could just leave her alone and be fine. And Mobius, my sweet, sweet Mobius, he's one of my favorite characters in the show. I honestly don't think we may ever see him again. I know a lot of people talked about him being in Deadpool 3 and some different stuff, and being basically the recruiter for the TVA, trying to get different heroes to come and fight Kang, but it seemed like where they left the story, they're not really going to address him again. Now, I do think the one kind of crazy thing from the show, especially at the end, was they showed us Renslayer again. Renslayer, if you remember from earlier in the season, was actually pruned, and so we see her basically at, the end of time. From season 1, when the Lokis were pruned, they got put in this area that was at the end of time, where there was, this cloud, this dark cloud that was the guard, essentially, that tried to kill him, and it's just really interesting that we see Renslayer again, which again, makes me think that we are going to address all these characters again. Because why would they show just kind of that loose end like that and leave it at the end of the season? But overall, I think that the end of this, like season 2, was just so incredible. And even though I am bummed that we don't necessarily have, the next direction, it's kind of refreshing a little bit. If the show just ended and, for some reason, if something happened to the MCU where we didn't move forward with it, I think it was a really great story, and I think that's what you want out of TV. I think a lot of times, honestly, Marvel fans have gotten so privileged in having always looking forward to the next thing, right? What is the next thing they're gonna churn out for us? But I think it's honestly really nice just to say it was a really good show, and the writing, the graphics, the different storytelling that they did was just awesome. I do think I wish we had a little bit more character arc from Sylvie, but I think the character arc that we got from Mobius and Loki, specifically throughout the show, is just so worth it. So definitely, hopefully you're not at this point and you should have seen it if you're watching this still. But comment down below what you think. What is the future of Loki in particular? What's the future of Marvel, the MCU? Let me know down below. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We talk about a lot of different TV, games, movies, all that type of stuff here. And we will see you whatever we do next.